What's up, YouTube? Happy Cyber Monday! I am feeling very moved and motivated, and I wanted to talk to you guys about something that's been on my mind. I got some Christmas stuff happening in the house, which is cool. I put up only 2 trees this year. The one year I put up 3 trees, but here's my other tree. Good morning, Cyber Monday. Check out my beautiful tree though. I got this like rose gold vibe, which is really exciting. And I need my coffee. So, hey guys, welcome to the broadcast. Do not go anywhere. I have so much to say. So, I wanted to talk to you guys. I have announcements, but I'm gonna make some more coffee. What's up, Kiva? Please give the video a thumbs up, you guys. It really helps me out here on YouTube. I'm gonna make myself another cup of coffee, but I have some motivational-ish to share with you guys. So I'm on fire this morning, guys. I am absolutely on fire, and when I have something to say, I'm gonna pop on and tell it like it is. You guys know your girl. So first things first, if you guys can give this live broadcast a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. I'm kind of like mid cardio. I need to make myself some more coffee. So couple of things, you guys. It's Cyber Monday, so I'm just gonna tell you what the sales are, and I'm gonna vent hardcore today. So the sales are Instapot Shred is launched. Biggest shred in the history of Gauge Girl training. It's over 400 pages, over 100 recipes, 42 menus, 42 grocery lists. Kumusta. So don't miss out on it, you guys. It's $199 value. It is on sale for only $149. Online coaching. If you want me to coach you or a member of my team, coaching is 30% off. Code CM30. All shreds are $30. Hey, Ruthie, baby. All shreds are $30. All body type plans are $30. Apparel is 70% off. And the new signature custom meal plan is your last chance to get it for the January shipments. So that being said, I woke up this morning full of energy, full of ideas, and full of possibility. And you know what I was thinking about? I was thinking, here, I'm going to be making coffee and talking. I was thinking about, first of all, I want to start a podcast. I just want to. I just want to. So, yeah, there's that. And I want to host a big event this upcoming year. There's that. I'm just so motivated. I feel like it's January 1st, but it's like December 1st or whatever. So, okay, guys. People who want to see you fail. Who has someone in their life that like when you start like moving in a positive direction, like people want to doubt you, belittle you, make you feel smaller? Like who? Oh my goodness. You know what? The doubters, the haters, the naysayers, it's always an ex. It's always an ex. It's always some insecure human being who cannot do things for themselves and need to doubt anybody who's doing them. So let me tell you guys something. The second that you decide that you want to get your ish together, the second you decide you want to try, the second you decide, you know what, I deserve better. You know what, I can do better. You know what, I don't want to eat that bullshit. You know what, I don't want to drink. I'm good. I don't. And they're like, no, but here. But I'm like, I'm good. Those people who want to see you fail are transferring their insecurities onto you. And I tell you what, guys, when you decide that you want to reach your goals, when you decide that you want to be about something, that you want to get your grind on, you want to get your shine on, that you believe in yourself, and that you want to go to the next level, you know what? You are going to piss people off. Guaranteed. Who here is currently dealing with a pissed off person? Who right now is dealing with some of that, ugh, that annoying, pissed off energy people in their life? You guys know what I mean. You know what I mean. So what you gonna do about it? Are you going to reduce yourself? Are you going to scale back to their level of comfort? Or are you gonna stand tall and keep doing you? And you know what, guys? It's always the people closest to you. It is always the people closest to you. Is it not? It's always people very close to you. And it just sucks. It sucks, but I think that a lot of you guys, there's options. You can't ignore them. And that works in some situations. I feel like there's some people that no matter what you do, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. And if you have goals, if you want to be the healthiest version of yourself, what I like to do, what helps me, and this is not for everybody, but when somebody doubts me, when somebody says I can't, when somebody just, oh, tell me I can't do it, you helped me more than you hurt me. And the thing is, guys, take that negative energy thrown at you, take all of that negative vibes that some people try to spew on you, and you push harder, you grind harder, you get angry, you get mad, and you prove them wrong. Yes, I dare you to tell me I can't. I dare you to tell me I can't, because you just helped me out. You just helped me out. You want to talk trash? And you know what, guys? Anyone who's ever been successful has experienced criticism. It comes with the territory. So if you're trying to be successful in your business, in your career, in your finances, with your body, with anything, with your academics, with your job, if you're trying to be successful, you are going to be criticized. And I almost feel like that's almost how you know you're on the right track, when people start talking trash. Like, it just comes with the territory. Why? Because people are insecure AF, and they want to transfer their insecurities onto you. So here's the thing, you guys. Number one, you could ignore it. And that works for some situations. Unfortunately, fortunately, it does. Number two, you can confront it. Call them out. Number three, you can cut those people out of your life. And either way, you guys. Oh, by the way, collagen, I'm making my coffee. Collagen is free today. Yeah, that's crazy. I'm never doing this again, actually, because I'm like literally almost out of stock. The price goes up tomorrow and the offer ends. So if you guys want some free collagen peptides, you got to spend $99 on gagelife.com, and you can get a free collagen peptide unit. So now, I think that I've dealt with my... You did get a shred? Nice. 4 collagens. Good stuff, ladies. I think that... Oh, it's all good, Ruthie. I think that... I don't know, guys. I'm just feeling so motivated today. I'm just feeling so motivated and inspired and empowered that... I don't know. Do you ever just like wake up and feel like you can conquer the world? Like... And I want to just transfer that energy to you, because I've decided I'm not going to let anybody's insecurities, anyone's doubts, anyone's like ish affect me. I got my own goals. I know where I want to be, and I'm going to do it. So I'm excited. I actually have a business trip this week. Get a little change of scenery, which will be cool. So yeah. Thank you. Some people don't like these bubbles, Ruthie. I think they're fabulous. You know what? Life is too short. Life is too short. And you know what? Life is too short to not use the good china. Life is too short to not use the bubble filter. Life is too short to not. Life is too short. Thank you, Julissa. So guys, You should do what fits you. Agreed. So guys, my podcast, right? I haven't announced a date. I haven't announced a name. Here's what I want to talk about. Tell me what you think. I want to talk about money. I want to talk about business. I want to talk about motivation and mindset. And I don't know what to call it. I don't know what to call it. I feel like I have a lot to say about money and business. I have a lot to say about it. And I haven't figured out the appropriate platform to do that. I have a lot to say about business failures. I have a lot to say about what works. I have a lot to say about what doesn't work. I have a lot to say about limiting beliefs. I have a lot to say about, like, I know so many people who I could help level up in their business if they listened to me. and the reason I say this is because I'm living proof. And I have a lot to say about it. I don't know who my target audience is. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. That's awesome. And I hope your presentation goes well. I feel like people make a lot of dumb... I have a lot to say about personal finance. Let's talk about personal finance for a minute, since we're on this. Hey, what's up, Susan? Let's talk about personal finance for a minute, because I'm pivoting for a second here, because I feel like I have a lot to say. I want to start a podcast because I just have so much to say, and I want to talk about money. I want to talk about money. And the reason I want to talk about money is because I feel like your mindset towards money is very closely related to your mindset towards your health and your body. They're so closely related. The person who has a question, go ahead and ask. I feel like they're so closely related. And I shared this before with you guys. I'm going to say it again. I feel like people who are overweight, people who are out of shape, every time you eat something above and beyond your maintenance level of eating, it's like charging your food on a credit card. And if you don't pay that credit card off, it gets deposited onto your body as fat. So the thing is, a lot of you guys wake up one day and you're like, oh my goodness, how did I get here? The reality is you overspent your budget and you didn't burn off all the extra shit you ate. Guys, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, the food you ate 2 months ago, if you didn't burn it off, if you didn't handle that, guess what's going to happen? It's going to stay with you until you deal with it. And this is one thing that really pisses me off. I get pissed off when people say that they don't want to track macros or calories because they feel like it's going to make them obsessed. That is the equivalent of saying, you know what, I don't want to look at my bank statements, I don't want to look at my income, and I don't want to look at my debt because it stresses me out. Guys, you have to deal with it. And until you look at the calories in versus calories out, the money in versus the money out, you are never going to make any real progress. You're not. It's not going to happen. And I feel like so many people have their personal finances just a mess. They have their debt a mess. They have their savings and investments a mess. And the same principles that I can help you guys with your personal health, I can help you with in your personal finance. And I just have so much to say about it. So, for instance, let's say you went shopping. Who shops for comfort? Who shops for comfort? So let's say you're on a budget. Let's say you're broke, but you go to the mall and you see Let's say you go to the mall, you know you're broke, but you see something you have to have. You see something you have to have. Like you want it, you feel this impulse to just have it. Let's say it's a pair of boots, hypothetically, right? So you do that and you already know you're broke, but you do it anyway. So then you say, you know what? I already bought those boots. I might as well buy myself a Louis Vuitton purse. I might as well buy myself this. I might as well buy all the things. Guys, do you see how stupid that is? That's the equivalent of you have one bad meal. Like, you know what? You have like, I don't know, let's say you have 3 slices of pizza. You were only aiming to eat 1 or 2, and then 3 turns into 4. And that's not the best. But you said, you know what? I already had 4 slices of pizza. I might as well drink margaritas. I might as well go to brunch tomorrow. I might as well go out to dinner with my friends and eat pasta. I might as well go to Sunday Fun Day and watch football all day. Do you know what I'm saying? But guys, if you're broke, should you really be doing that? Like, should you be doing that? So like, here's the thing. You bought yourself a pair of boots. All right, not the best idea, but does that give you permission to just go buy everything at the mall? No, just like if you screw up on your diet, should you just eat everything and snowball out of control? Because here's the thing, you guys. If you don't get your health together and you don't get your finances together, you're gonna have a miserable effing life. And I'm telling you, the money piece is something that people ignore. They sweep under the rug. Nobody wants to talk about money. Nobody wants to talk about money. Why? Because it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. Money makes people weird. It makes people uncomfortable. It makes them feel some kind of way. But I feel like it's one of these things that we need to put on blast. We need to talk about it. We need to talk about money mindsets. We need to talk about why you're always broke, why you're always behind. We need to talk about how do you get ahead? What kinds of things should you do? Guys, do you understand? Like, and I have so much to say about it, guys. I have so much to say. You just came to topic today. You have 2 work from home jobs. You have to work out before my day starts and take mini breaks. So guys, what are your thoughts when it comes to, do you guys feel that I wasn't even expecting this chat to turn into this about talking about money, but I feel like it can bring out the worst in some people. It can really bring out the worst in some people. And I don't know what to call my podcast, guys, because I want to talk about other things than just nutrition. I want to talk about personal finance. I want to talk about money. I want to talk about business. I have so much to say. I don't know what I should call it. So money is a very hard subject to talk about. And some people in the last 10 years, I've been dumbfounded at how irresponsible grown adults are when it comes to their finances. Absolutely irresponsible. Like, I don't know how you get through the day. I don't know how you get through the day. People think that they're always broke, but yet they spend money on food and gas. They spend money on food and gas and just trivial things that don't add value to your life. And I'm not saying don't go out to eat ever, but do you guys know some people like this where they go out to eat all the time when you could live, guys, I could live off of $15 a week in groceries. I could figure it out for myself. For a family, I could figure out how to do it off of $30 if I had to. And the thing is, you guys know what I'm talking about. Do you know some people who all they do is eat out? All they do is buy Starbucks, eat out all the time. And I want to teach you guys how to get control of your money. I want to teach you guys how to make money. I want to teach you guys where the gaps are, where the money is leaking and disappearing. Just like with your macros, you guys, a little bit here, a little bit there adds up. It's the same with your money. I guarantee you 90% of you right now are being charged on iTunes for apps you don't use. I guarantee a lot of you are being charged for MyFitnessPal Premium and you don't use it, nor do you need to use it. I guarantee you that 50% of you have gym memberships that you don't use. I guarantee that most of you guys have never looked into car insurance discounts, defensive driving courses. I guarantee that most of you guys haven't looked into ways to consolidate credit card debt. I literally was on a consultation with a client who was a student at the time, and she was telling me about all of her problems. And one of her problems was credit card debt. And I told her, I said, have you ever tried consolidating your credit card debt and offering a payoff for a specific percentage or a payoff plan? Because she's like, no. And I said, listen, if your credit card debt is X and you owe them X, they just want their money. So for instance, this girl had, how much did she have? $12,000 in credit card debt. And I told her, I said, have you ever considered offering them $8,000 and see what they say? She's like, well, they won't do that. I don't even have $8,000. Well, could you borrow that from your mom? Could you borrow that from a friend? Could you borrow that from a relative? Could you do that? And she's like, well, I didn't know. Guess what happened? I actually helped this girl. I was able to get the credit card company on the phone on her behalf. I was able to get her debt down 40% for a one-time payoff that she ended up borrowing from her mother, saving her $5,000 and saving her months and months and months of interest. Because some people don't know that you can ask. You don't know that you can ask. There's so many things you don't know that you can ask. Like for instance, credit card yearly memberships. Ask them to waive it. Got a late fee on your account? Ask them to waive it. Do you guys know that every time I get hit with some kind of dumbass fee, 90% of the time, they honor it. So it's just, there's so many practical things that you guys don't know that you can be doing on a personal finance front that can change your life, and free up a lot of money to do the stuff you really want to do, Is that because I have good credit? You just don't use credit cards? But the thing is, guys, credit cards are not the devil. Credit cards help you build your credit. I use credit cards, but you just have to pay them off. I don't just ask on a whim. Good credit is absolutely everything. And a lot of people, if your credit is shot, there are things you can do to fix it. And the thing is, I actually recommend credit cards, you guys. The reason I say that is I put all of my expenses on credit cards, pay them off every month. I haven't paid for a flight out of pocket. I don't remember the last time I paid for a flight out of pocket because I use my points. Use the points. Exactly, use the points. So nutrition and money go hand in hand. They absolutely do. And I kind of, oh my gosh, I almost wish that I could make a podcast like interactive somehow where like people could call in with their question. Ooh, what do you guys think of that? How cool would that be? So like, let's say I'm talking about something. Let's say I'm talking about credit cards, credit card debt, or let's say I'm talking about investments or 401ks, or I'm talking about personal finance. And what if I did it so that way you guys can call in and like be on the show? That's great, Rachel. That's great. Congratulations. And the thing is, you guys, I feel like without proper knowledge of personal finance, I feel like I'm only giving you 50% of the picture to live your best life. I really feel like I'm only giving you 50% of the tools to live your best life, because your health is important, you guys. Your health is important. Your weight is important. Your all of that's important, but if you don't got your money together, like they go hand in hand. So it's like, okay, you can have a perfect body, but you could have your finances being a complete absolute mess. So let me give you guys a few qualifiers here. Where do I start? I've been completely broke 5 times in my life. Ruthie, you can absolutely invest in me. I'm not even joking. Let's talk offline. Do you guys want to know something about me? You guys may not know this. I'm going to get really vulnerable here for a minute. I grew up extremely poor. I grew up on welfare. I grew up on food stamps. I grew up extremely broke. But the thing is, when you're a kid, you don't know you're broke. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of weird. Like, I didn't realize I was broke until my parents got divorced, and in 6th grade, I moved to a better school where the kids had more money and the kids all wore like name brand stuff, and I didn't. And like, the thing is, before, like when growing up, like I didn't know I was poor. So like, do you know what I mean? Like, you just didn't know, or did it really matter? But then all of a sudden, I remember in middle school, everyone had brand names. Everyone had JanSport backpacks. Everybody had Champion sweatshirts. Everybody had black Nike sneakers, where here I am wearing these Kmart glow in the dark, like crazy things. I couldn't, like, I was a mess. I mean, I wasn't cool. I didn't dress cool. I started working at 14 years old. Well, I actually worked much younger than that at my dad's store. And I always had a job from 14 on up. So once I was legally able to work, I worked. My first, I worked like on the side doing part-time clerical stuff at my parents' job. And then my first job, you guys want to know what my first job was? What my first job was? I worked at McDonald's. I worked at McDonald's from 15 to 16, and I did the fries. I moved my way up from the fries to being able to clean the lobby, to doing the counter, to eventually being able to do the drive-through. The drive-through was like the highest level, and you were super cool. You were Taco Bell. I worked at McDonald's. My jacket always smelled like fries, and I had to walk to work. I had to walk a mile to work every day. It wasn't far, maybe a mile and a half, but KFC. And then when I got my driver's license, I'm like, how much was I making at McDonald's at the time? I was making $4.85 an hour. And I'm like, I got my license now. I deserve more than this. So I went over to the outlets in Lancaster, and I started making $5.15 an hour, working at the Timberland outlet. Now, I loved my job at Timberland, making $5.15. I felt like I was the shit. And then I got promoted to $5.50 and then $5.75. And my managers didn't know what to do with me. I was that dweeb that they had like training videos in the break room. And on my break, all I would do was watch training videos. If I got to work early, I'd watch training videos, and I would study the features of every single boot in Timberland, and to the point that I still know the product codes of the Timberland work boots to this day, and I could still tell you a million features of every Timberland boot. We had friends and family sales. I always won them, and my coworkers used to get so pissed off at me because the managers were always like, why can't you be more like Christine? Because I was just so hype, and I was always trying to get people to buy more and like trying to sell value and this and that. Then by the time I turned 18, I eventually made up to $7 an hour at Timberland, but they wouldn't promote me anymore and I got mad. So the summer before college, I worked at Office Max and they paid me $8 an hour. So I was like feeling like I'm pretty awesome now. And I worked in the electronics department and we made commissions off of these Max Assurance plans. And I used to get really mad because this older guy would like steal all my customers. Long story short, I did that and then I was in college. And this is when I had the opportunity. I went to study chemical and biological engineering. And when I was applying for my first co-op, you guys, I worked my ass off in college. As you guys, I'm sure you would imagine. When it was time for my first co-op, guess how many job offers I got? Anyone want to guess? Guess how many job offers I got? Anyone still with me? This experience changed my life. I got 16 job offers, you guys. 16, 1-6. I got offers from Merck. I got offers from DuPont. I got offers from ExxonMobil. I got offers from Sunoco. I got 16 job offers. I was like, holy crap. And I took the best offer. Working for DuPont, I was terrified. I busted my ass on my co-op. And I was making good money as a co-op. I mean, granted, it wasn't like that of a full-time engineer, but I was making, how much was I making? As a college student, I was making between $3,000 and $4,000 a month. I was making between $3,000 and $4,000 a month as a college student. And what was a differentiating factor? I feel like I interviewed well. I had all the prerequisites, meaning because you needed to have a certain GPA. And I don't know. I've never not gotten, who got more offers? Nobody. I don't think anybody got more offers. And I think there might have been one other student who got the same amount of offers, but it blew my mind, guys. It blew my mind. And I did 3 internships with DuPont. They hired me right out of college. How many? I got 16 job offers. And here's the thing, you guys. So I'm going to tell you a story about this phase I went through when I graduated. So I graduated with my bachelor's and my master's. So I worked my ass off in college, and I was expecting, my naive ass was expecting that I was going to be making 6 figures out of college. That's what my naive ass thought. It was 2005, and I got my first job offer. Granted, guys, I have a master's degree. Guess how much I got offered for my first engineering job? Guess how much money they offered me? I'm going to tell you guys straight up exactly how much I made for every job. Guess how much? $85K, $200, $55K, $40K. Any other? I'm going to get really personal here. Any other guesses? Hang on, I missed. 100K, 90K, 70K. My first job out of college was $67,000. $67,000 a year. And if you guys know the hell I went through to get a degree in chemical and biological engineering, and I did a master's thesis, for me, I was like, are you kidding me? $67,000? But then again, there were some people who weren't getting any jobs, and I thought it was ridiculous. But I swallowed my pride. Yeah, well, DuPont was paying me $67,000 to start. Granted, I had full benefits. I had 5 days of vacation a year. And that was that. So I'm working my ass off on my job, doing great things, saving the company, 5 days of vacation a year. Eventually, after 2.5 more years, I was making $73,000. I was carrying the weight of all of these like entitled people who have been there for over 20 years. Like, still 5 days of vacation, you guys. Like, but granted, I had all the benefits, I had retirement, I had all kinds of things. Are you kidding me? Like, and every time I wanted to change, anytime I wanted to like make improvements and do this and do this and do this and do this, nobody would take me seriously. Nobody would take me seriously. And it pissed me off. So I was like, you know what? F this. I tried to make it work. They're like, so what year was this? In 2007, I was asking for a raise. And they're like, well, Christine, because I wanted to move over to the business side and move away from engineering. And they were like, well, maybe maybe in 2009. And I'm just thinking, like, you want me to wait another 1.5 years to kind of maybe sort of get another $3,000 a year? No. So I applied for a job, and this is when I got the offer in biotech. When I got the offer for the biotech job, I got a signing bonus of $5,000, which was like $1 million to me at the time. They started me off at $85,000 a year, which was a big jump up from making $73,000. So I was feeling like not only I made $85,000, I got a $5,000 signing bonus. So then, were men competition involved? Was this for the biotech company, Ruthie, or for my corporate job? And the corporate job, yes. I was the only female under 40 years old. The only female under 40 years old. I was 23 at the time. So I moved to this small company. Here, they're paying me $85K, gave me a $5,000 signing bonus, and guess what, you guys? In 3 months' time, I was making $120K. You know why? Because I was killing it for the company. And they valued my work. I got more bonuses. And it wasn't the money, you guys. It was the fact that I felt so empowered. Like I had an idea and they let me run with it and I could accomplish it and I could do stuff and I got to pitch in front of investors and I got to like present original research. I got to hire my entire team. I got to just do everything I've always wanted to do. And then what I decided was I wanted to get into consulting. Because I'm like, you know what? I'm good at this. I got really good at building products. I got really good at writing proposals. I got really good at doing contract work for other companies. So I said, you know what? I want to do some contract product development as a chemist. So I started looking for people who needed a chemist to formulate stuff for them. I started looking for people who needed a chemist to build products for them. And I found one. And I found a contract. The hell? And from there, I got my first contract. So I said, you know what? I got nothing to lose here. Let me write this contract. I wrote this contract for $20,000 to build a product for these people. And guess what? Guess what happened? They accepted it. Guess what happened after that? I found more people who needed help. They needed a chemist, help with formulations. Guess what happened? I found another contract. I found another one. And I got to the point where I had 6 side contracts, all on my own, as a side hustle while working for the biotech company. Because I'm really good at writing proposals, and I'm not just saying that to sound like whatever, it's just a fact. And I made a passive, I don't know, how much did I make? 50 to 75 grand just by writing proposals for stuff I knew I could do, stuff I knew I could deliver. I started doing more contracting, and then I had the opportunity to be an owner in a company. I thought, this is when I started doing the dietary supplements. I thought, you guys, that I was going to be a bajillionaire. I thought that this was going to be my big break. I thought that this was going to be like all kinds of amazing, right? F no. It was the hardest, most miserable shit of my life. The hardest, most miserable shit of my life. The company was making money, but like as an owner, when you realize how much it costs to do all of this stuff, guys, I sunk so much money into this business. If I didn't have an epic savings account, no. So when I became part owner in the other company, that was my thing. And you know, I'd be lucky if during that time I made 40 grand a year. I'd be lucky if I made 40 grand a year, because all of my money went into the business, and I had a big period of time where I just didn't get paid. And then I was like, you know, a lot was happening, and then I was like, I decided to get into coaching. Oh yeah, you need a lot of investors in that. And the thing is, you guys, I made every mistake humanly possible. The overhead was astronomical. Rent alone was like 15 grand a month. The ingredients, the supply, like the employees, like, so it was a struggle. It was a struggle. And the thing is, I knew what I was good at. I was good at building products. And that, I was good at building products. I was good at building programs. And that didn't involve any capital. So in 2013, I decided to start coaching. The reason I decided to start coaching was because I did a few fitness competitions. I know what I'm doing. And people kept asking me for advice. People kept asking me for advice. And I didn't plan to create an online business, guys. I didn't plan to create an online coaching business. It happened to me. It happened to me. People kept asking, and the business part of me was like, you know what? I'm going to monetize my skill set. So I did, and I did it boldly. I did it proudly. And my first year, yeah, this is live, Ruthie. This is live on YouTube. I don't care. And what's going to happen, Ruthie? What are people going to do to me? Talk trash? Roll their eyes? My first year of Gauge Girl training, 2013, I made $20,000 that year. I made $20,000 that year. And I was like, you know what? This is a really good side hustle. I enjoyed it. Oh my God. Can somebody help me block this fool? All right. And then I was competing a lot, and the most I ever made, I remember, this was just me. I was working full time. Thank you guys. I was working full time on my supplement business, and I was competing, and I noticed the more I shared my journey, the more sales I got. And then one month, this was in 2014, you guys, and mind you, how many followers did I have at the time? I might have had 5,000 followers maybe on Instagram, maybe 4,000. The first time I had a 5-figure month was August of 2014. And I was like, holy crap, this is a 5-figure month and I'm just working for myself. I was like so shocked. I was like, wow, really? But then that was my busiest month because I was working, I was competing, I was training, I had my clients. But then the more I did it, the more people were interested in me. And some people think that you need to have 1 million followers to have a successful online business. You guys, I had like $4,000 or $5,000 and was making 5-figure months at the time. Oh, that's great, Jamie. And from there, by 2015, you guys, this is early 2015, I was taking in 55 clients a month by myself and holding down a day job. I was working from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m., then from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m., and then every Saturday and every Sunday. That was my life in 2015. And it was a lot of work, but I loved it. You guys, Gauge Girl training has always been my life raft because I loved it. I was good at it. I enjoyed it. People wanted to work with me. I didn't have to beg anybody to work with me. They just came to me. They just came to me. And it felt good. It just felt good. So then May of 2015 happens. And guess what happened in May of 2015? You guys want to know what happened in May of 2015? I'm telling you guys my whole story. I did a Groupon deal. And it was from a custom meal plan. I was trying to grow my business. I did this Groupon deal. And I remember it being Memorial Day weekend of 2015, and I remember my mom and I were sitting at the dining room table, and I was panicked. You know why? I got so many clients, I didn't know what the hell to do. I could handle 54 clients a month, you guys. At this point in my career, I was getting 200 clients a day. 200 new clients a day. I was freaking out. I was like, I gotta figure out how to scale this. I gotta figure out how to scale this. I gotta figure out how to scale this. And I could, you guys, I will work my ass off. I will work till I'm bleeding. I will not sleep. But I couldn't do it anymore. So I said to my mom, I was like, I needed help. And I didn't want to just hire, I didn't want to just hire people off the street who don't know anything. I wanted to hire people that I could train, people that I could mold, people that I could coach. And I got interns that summer. I had 5 interns that summer, trained them. They were all unpaid interns. And I had an army of college students helping me. I had 2 young men, 3 young ladies, and it just happened so fast. Then I had to turn off the Groupon deal because it was just too overwhelming, and it started to bring in clients that just didn't really like see the value in the full cost of my programs, and ended up being more of a pain in the ass than any, like, honest. I'm keeping it real here. And so at that point, I scaled back. Most of the kids went back to school, and I kept one of my interns. And at that time, for those of you guys who've worked with Gauge Girl Training, that was actually Katie. She was my first employee, my first hire, and she worked for me for free for 3 months. And her first month, she was literally making like $800. And, you know, it didn't take long until I was able to pay her more. And then in the fall of 2015, I had another great opportunity where a New York Times best-selling author did one of my meal plans. And I'm sure a lot of you guys may remember that time. And it completely changed my demographic. Before then, my demographic of people who did my meal plans were mostly under 30. And at that point, everything changed. Everything changed. I needed to hire people. And there was so many, like, the thing is, you guys, in business, sometimes, like, you're not always going to be prepared. It's not always going to be like perfect, but you just have to go and navigate and figure things out. And then at this point in time, you guys, in the spring of 2016, that was when I got serious about YouTube. And at that time, you guys, I didn't even have 1,000 followers on YouTube. I was busting my butt. And from 2015 to 2016 to early 2017, I did 365 periscopes consecutively. I did a scope a day. And I used to be so nervous on Periscope because it's live broadcasting, it's live streaming. And I was so nervous. I would write myself an entire script of everything I wanted to say because I was so nervous. And doing that is what taught me how to build a relationship with my clients, how to build a community. In 2016, I started a Facebook group, and it was just so awesome to me to see my community come to life and to see like people interacting with one another. And before I knew it, I had a couple videos go viral on YouTube. Yeah, I would write scripts, Ruthie. I would spend 2 hours a day writing a script of exactly what I was going to say for my first 2 months on Periscope because I was terrified. And the thing is, you guys, if you're scared to do anything, you know what you do? You plan, you prepare, and you'll be fine. Do it scared, but do it anyway. So at that point, my business was growing like crazy. Shorty love, I appreciate that. Thank you, Cruzita. I appreciate you, love. And from there, you guys, it only continued to grow. There were mistakes, of course, but I've always improved. I've always improved. I've always tried to right every mistake. And at the end of the day, I learned that quality customer service is everything. And at this time, as like we're growing so fast, I'm adding people, but I didn't have a customer care team. And now I have a team of nutritionists and customer service, full-time customer service. We have an 1-800 number. I have several people. Now I have a copy editor. Now I have operations. And it's just grown so much, you guys. And I finally started my own supplement line. And guys, this is only the beginning. I cannot wait to show you what I have planned for 2020. I'm just full of belief. I'm full of belief and positivity in the fact that the number of zeros on your paycheck is entirely up to you. And I want to share with you guys all of the pearls of wisdom I have accumulated over the years, because I'll tell you what, guys, education is priceless. Education's expensive. And I have made every single mistake humanly possible. And the thing is, you guys, most people would be ashamed of their mistakes. I am not ashamed of my mistakes because failure is part of success. If I didn't have these battle scars and wounds and scabs, and if I didn't go through hell, like if I haven't gone through that, I wouldn't be where I am. And I want you guys to know that, like, if you are trying to grow your business, if you're trying to grow and you have dreams and ambitions, guys, if you are feeling frustrated with your mistakes, guys, you're looking at it wrong. Mistakes is where you grow. You don't grow when you're in cruise control. You don't grow when shit's all hunky-dory. You don't grow when it's easy. You grow when you're suffering. You grow when you're in pain. You grow when all the odds are stacked against you. You're growing when people are criticizing the shit out of you. You're growing when people are putting you on blast. You're growing when you feel all of that pressure and you feel like you want to buckle, but you can't because you just got to keep going. Guys, I'm telling you, there are so many ways. Yes, you have to fail in order to succeed, and it's a wonderful thing. Guys, fail early, fail often, because you know why? You're learning what doesn't work, and you can avoid that forever. Do you know what I'm saying? You've got to get good at knowing what does not work. And I have so much to say. I have so much to share. I don't even know where to begin, but I want to create a podcast sharing my story. Guys, everything from lawsuits to contracts to, I have been effed and screwed over every which way you can possibly imagine, but I've also overcome so much more than my failures. So the thing is, like, guys, the level of mistakes that I have made, the stories I have to tell are just, I know they're gonna help people. Maybe I'll just talk about it here on YouTube. I don't know, because I love this interactive effect. So, guys, thank you for listening to the spilling over of my heart this morning. I want to have some kind of event in 2020, and I want it to be educational, but I want it to be like this, like, motivating, empowering event. And I'm open to ideas, you guys. I really want to bring everybody together in person. I don't know where, I don't know when, and I don't know what. I just know I want. You guys have thoughts, ideas, comments, questions, anything, let me know, because I just feel very moved to have a big ass live event this year where I don't know if it's just motivational speaking. I don't know whether we're talking about finance, whether we're talking about macros. I don't know what it is. I just know I need to do it. So, thank you for listening. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. And I'm okay to be transparent. I'm an open book. Love you so much, Ruthie. Thank you for the love, Kiva. Everybody else on here, could you please give this video a thumbs up? This video title doesn't even fit what the video was about anymore. It doesn't even fit what the video's about anymore, but I don't even care. I'm happy to grow and go with the flow. Pressure does build diamonds. It absolutely does. So, gang, peace. I think I'm going to cancel my Instapot shred demo later today. I appreciate you guys so much. If you guys want to do the Instapot shred, you certainly can, but I need to recharge right now and take care of some stuff, so I'll talk to you later.